Hey, did I get you interested with that title? Okay, so this is my idea of a cozy video. It's not scripted. I'm just talking to you like I would to a normal friend. It's kind of late at night. My wife is sleeping. So here's the thing. For years, you noble ones have been asking me, come on, Metatron, write a book. When are you writing your book? Hey, have you been thinking about writing a book? Have you ever thought about writing a book? You should totally write a book. It's happening. It only took me 12 years because, I'm one of those people. But I'm here. I decided. I'm committed. I'm writing a book. There are plenty of ideas that I had in mind on the sort of book that I could write. Perhaps a book about history, or perhaps a book about how to find the truth. My own life and my own experiences, perhaps historical fiction. But I decided all of these are great ideas, but I should start with the easiest book for me to write so that I can get it from me to you as quickly as possible. And that is a book about learning languages. So as you know, I speak 7 languages, one of which is English, which is my second language, of course. Not only I have developed a method, as many of us who are multilingual on this space, I'm not gonna say the word, a polyglot. Sue me. But the reality is that apart from the techniques that I've applied onto myself as I was trying to reach a decent level of fluency in all my target languages, I've also taught for a decade, 10 years, foreign language acquisition to all sorts of different age groups, from elementary kids to middle schoolers, high school, all the way up to university through the EU funds of university and research. Thus, I decided that I could put together a book which contains in 8 well-organized chapters every single method, everything that I have learned from 10 years of teaching, plus the several years that I've myself dedicated to language learning, my experience at university, all condensed into a simple to read, easy to understand book dedicated, not to me, to you. And what I mean by dedicated is that the book will be focused on you, recreating a scenario in which you would be a student in one of my classes. And I've already put down a lot of groundwork, so I'm not coming here with an idea, I'm coming here with a fully fleshed project. And I've already organized every chapter with every subchapter. Let me show you. Hey, now I feel like I'm reacting to my own channel. So, short path to fluency, success in foreign language acquisition. And here is the table of content which I've already created. So, chapter 1, your first steps towards success. Chapter 2, key to superior pronunciation. Chapter 3, building a solid foundation. Chapter 4, vocabulary mastery. Chapter 5, the immersion paradigm. Chapter 6, applied grammar. Chapter 7, engaging natives with confidence. And then chapter 8, from theory to practice. While I think the first 7 chapters are self-explanatory, chapter 8 is the one that is most interesting because basically it contains, at the moment, 30 different exercises, but I'm planning on increasing them. And these are actual exercises and methods whereby you can take all of the theory, the first 7 chapters, and apply it onto a full chapter dedicated to practice. And each of these will tell you what chapter it's connected to. So for instance, if you want to try the talk aloud journaling, which is a fantastic exercise that I've used for years and I've had my students, they freaking loved it, then it will tell you this is connected to this chapter, and so that you can study and review the chapter so you know the basics of the information that you're supposed to know, the skills that you're going to apply. It will tell you which skills you are going to be practicing. Now, all of this is lovely, but I have to write it. So, due to the fact that I'm running 5 YouTube channels simultaneously, plus several other platforms in order to, provide for my family and whatnot, that is my job. Just to give you an idea, this is what my Google Calendar looks like. This is why you will find a link to a GoFundMe page when it comes to this project and my idea, or in fact making this dream of becoming a new author come true. The idea of kickstarting your new career or a new book is very common in the book writing space, and I do hope that some of you will consider the possibility of investing $5 to support this project. And kickstarting your project, specifically a book, is a fantastic way to see and sort of gauge public interest. Anyone who decides to invest a lot of time into actually fleshing out a full book, all of that is going to need time allocation, resource allocation, and so it's a little bit of a leap of faith, if you will, because you don't know if all of those hours are actually going to create a revenue that would justify the amount of work, because you don't know if people are actually going to be interested in purchasing the book. And crowdfundings and Kickstarters are fantastic because this way we can reach a goal, which in this case is a goal of $6,000, that if I hit, it would mean that it would guarantee a certain number of books that are most likely going to be sold, since people are interested in supporting the project. At least a degree of success will happen. So please consider clicking the link in the description and making this happen. My promise to you is that if you do support this project and we reach our goal, I will get this book into your hands within 1 to 3 months tops. And you can imagine, if I make a public promise like this, it is very important for me to keep it. It means that I know that this is the time that I'm going to need to produce the book. time frame. A well-polished language learning book that it's not AI, it's not sensationalism. You know it's from a source that is trusted, from someone who actually does speak these languages and has direct experience into the language learning space at a professional level. Sure Path to Fluency is going to be the book that will finally present applicable techniques and real, tangible results into your language learning journey. Now, why did I say $5? Of course, anyone can donate anything in support of this campaign, and anything beyond the $5 that I'm asking from each interested party, I'm going to be thankful for and very grateful, of course. All donations and support means the world to me. But the reason why I'm saying $5 is because here's the thing. I did a deep research on Amazon, for instance, print on demand. And generally speaking, this sort of book tends to cost an average of $14.99. So let's say $15. Problem is, a lot of these, I truly believe they are AI written, which is distasteful, not to mention useless in most cases, as machines lack the direct human experience of both learning languages and teaching them to a huge variety, in fact, a veritable cornucopia of different students with different needs. But with a $5 support, if we reach this goal, I will reduce the price once the book is ready to $9.99. So effectively, you will be regaining your $5 that you invested, because the book will be priced at $9.99, so basically $10. Addressing a couple of questions when it comes to that, of course, I could have used Kickstarter instead of GoFundMe as a platform, but GoFundMe is a platform that I've already used multiple times. I know how it works. It's already connected, so I prefer to go this route. Also because I've never used Kickstarter as a platform, and I'm a little confused as to how it works, and so I thought I'll just go with this one, and I'll just make the promise of keeping the price $5 cheaper if we reach this goal. By investing the $5, you basically have several benefits. Benefit number one, you will get the book a lot sooner, because without this support, I don't know how long it's going to take me to write the book. It could take me a year, because I would have to really find those little times, and I can't allocate direct like 2 hours every day or 3 hours every day. So that's the first thing you get by investing in the project. Secondly, you get the discount, as we said, it goes from 15 to 10. Now, given this will be unlocked to everyone, in the sense that the moment that we do reach the 6,000 goal, then that's going to be the price for everyone, not just for those who support. And that's the only way I can do it. I hope you don't mind that. And in fact, I hope that you find it more as a success that you and I achieve together, to reach as many people as possible, because at the end of the day, the language community, it's all of us. We all share it together. We have the same passion, and I think it's nice that not only you who support it get the direct benefit of having the book earlier and accessing it at a lower price, but also everyone else who is interested. And third, at the end of the day, I think some of you, because you are awesome, you will just want to support the project because you believe in me and my potential, and also because you just like the content that I make. Because I know that many of you are like this, I think I don't need to go into this like sales pitch or PR. I'll just say, if you feel like supporting me into this project, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it means the world to me. Now, the idea of becoming a writer is also a sort of fail-safe, or plan B, if you will, for me. Because, of course, when you do social media as the way to break bread and pay for the roof over your head and supporting yourself, your wife, when you do that, it's a little uncertain. Today, you're very successful. Tomorrow, who knows? And due to the sort of topics that sometimes I choose to talk about, there is always a little bit of risk, because you never know that they're going to change. Perhaps the terms of services are going to say that a certain word, or perhaps a certain type of topics are going to be demonetized from now on. We've seen it happen a lot in the community, in this space. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years. Yeah, 12 years of YouTube and 10 years of teaching. I'm older than I look. I don't know what to tell you, clean living and vitamin pills. But I think as a husband and as a provider, it's important to me to try and create a second career path. So starting with this book. But if this happens, and if you do support my project, if you believe in my project, you also support my potential as an author. And after this book is done, we'll start working on the next one, and then on the next one, and then who knows. Could become another career, so that if something does happen to my YouTube space, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And so that's why I thought that this was a very good idea to try and initiate this wonderful project. So if you like what you saw, you like this idea, you love the idea of helping me become an author and producing my very first book, and perhaps you are interested in a book that is specialized, well written, easy to follow, simple in vocabulary, effective and concise, dedicated to you specifically, then please consider supporting my project. Then please consider supporting my project. I cut my finger while I was making pasta tonight, but I did make a killer sauce. I don't have to tell you it was worth it. I want to have a look at a few other things here, go a little deeper for those who are interested. And if you're not interested into all of the details right now, then thank you for watching so far, I suppose. But for those who want to know more, if you notice some of these, particularly on the first chapter, are questions. How long does it take to become fluent? What is fluency? How do you choose a language? Can you learn multiple languages at the same time? Should your choice be based on difficulty? Natural talent, is it a requirement? Are dead languages a viable option? Like, all of these are questions that students have actually directly asked me, both when I was a full-time teacher, but also on YouTube through my Metatron's Academy channel. And these will be real answers, not just something that I had to Google or figure out, maybe ask someone else. No, these are things that once again come from university experience, direct teaching experience, and personal experience in learning languages and reaching a reasonable level of fluency. I know my English is not perfect, but then again, I think it's nice to reach a level where you can express yourself freely, turn on a camera, or just have a conversation confidently with anyone about all sorts of different matters. That is a reasonable level to wish to reach. And I know how to reach it, and I can make sure that you can reach it too. Although then again, my favorite chapter I think is going to be the one about pronunciation. Once again, a key question to begin to kickstart the discussion is, first of all, understanding whether or not pronunciation is really that important. And of course, the answer is sort of dependent on what your personal goals are and why you are studying a certain language. And clearly, depending on which language you choose, some might be more of a task than others. But definitely the idea of learning sooner rather than later, there is a whole subchapter is going to be dedicated to this because I have a lot to say. Another thing that I tried to teach over and over again to my students was precision and enunciation over speed, because of course I can speak fast, and so will you if you put into practice all of the different techniques, advices, tips and methods that you'll find all over this book once I write it. Speed is only reached through constant experience and repetition. You shouldn't begin with speed, because if you do that, then you might end up being fast, but difficult to understand. And there is a reason as to why I decided to put pronunciation before building a solid foundation. And talking about the 4 fundamental skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And that is because the sooner you start it, the better. You see, it's reflective of the goals that we have. We will go into spaced repetition and other techniques, memory techniques that I've used. Some I've even created myself, and others are memory techniques that are known to work in all sorts of different professional fields. We will go into different immersion paradigms, so how to create immersion if you can't immerse yourself. Some people can. If you can move to another country, that is the greatest thing you can do, but you can also manufacture immersion, and I've seen several students pull that one off in a way that was absolutely fantastic. Chapter 6 is going to be on grammar, but the way I'm going to orchestrate this one is not to just give you grammar rules. You can find those in any other book out there. No, sir. This is going to be applied grammar. So I'm going to give you methods to take whatever page from a grammar book that you've been struggling with and actually apply it. Go from theory to practice, bridge that connection, of course, through some of the exercises that we have on chapter 8, so that finally it will stick. And I promise it will. I'm really excited about this project. I really believe I can make a good product. And at the end of the day, I want to polish it. I want it to be nice. I want it to be well done. Now, I am a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of stuff. But once again, I'm drawing from many years of experience, which is why I could put together a well, coherently organized list of subchapters and chapters in a way that makes sense. It's logical and, most importantly, coherent, because it comes from personal, professional experience. And these are years of lessons, my friends, and I've always taught having a lot of fun and a lot of passion into it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope I didn't talk for too long, and I think it's about time to go to sleep. But I hope that you will consider supporting this fundraiser, and I'll get you the book. Thank you.